I'm back after a short break. We've got some updates today on the FloRacing and MAVTV situation. We'll also dive into the dirt racing weekend ahead. Let's go. Today is Friday, June 17th, 2022. Welcome into Dirt Tracker Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. I'm back on this Friday after a few days off, so let's get into a few things before the dirt racing weekend gets going. First, I'm a little surprised we don't have an announced deal yet between MAVTV Plus and FloRacing. Following my Monday show where we talked about it, I had a few people reach out to me and confirm that a deal was incoming. Supposedly, the parties involved were in the final stages of deal making and a midweek announcement was expected. We are now at Friday, though, with nothing official just yet. The MAV races for the weekend haven't been added to the FloRacing schedule, and the MAVTV Plus website has changed completely, with it now just showing the weekend schedule and nothing else. Apparently, they are again offering the weekend for free, so if you want to watch their shows over the next few days, like the Lucas late models at Smoky Mountain, you can do that without paying. So even though we don't have a public deal, I'd assume this is yet another sign of change coming. And I've seen in my YouTube comments that there have been a few complaints with some of you not thrilled that Flo would be taking over the schedule. But I think it's probably a good thing here. Some more consolidation means fans will have to pay less and fewer parties to watch more racing. And I think the Flo platform has been pretty solid. Across the board from all of the streamers, I'd like to see broadcast quality continue to rise with more cameras and production value along with higher quality streams. But those feelings aren't just confined to Flo. I feel like that way about everybody. I have some pretty serious doubts about the profitability of MAV and the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and I think an influx of cash from a big streaming partner like Flo could help secure their future. We hear a lot about wanting purses to go up and tracks to get a piece of these deals, but it's also important that the companies that run these series remain healthy. We won't have Lucas or the All-Stars or the Outlaws or USAC if their parent organizations are not financially viable. And the streaming revenue for a lot of these companies has become a cornerstone of their whole existence. I would still expect a deal here between the two parties to be announced soon, kind of barring any last-minute snafus. And if we hear something over the weekend, we will definitely keep you posted on social media. Now let's talk about the dirt racing weekend to come this weekend. But first, actually, if you want to support what I'm doing, you can grab a Dirt Tracker decal for either $3 or $5, depending on the size you want. If you want a smaller sticker, go to dirttracker.com/decal. The bigger ones are at dirttracker.com/bigdecal. You can also find the merch tab at dirttracker.com in the navbar. The price includes sales tax and postage. If you do get one, thanks in advance. Now, the World of Outlaws sprint cars are headed north to Wisconsin with two shows coming up at Beaver Dam Raceway tonight and tomorrow. Brad Sweet currently leads David Gravel by 64 points. He's got Carson Macedo by 66 points, with Sheldon Hodenshield and Logan Schuchart also in the mix. Schuchart leads the series in average finish over the previous 5 and 10 race stretches, and he's trying to climb back into this fight after a tough start to the season by his standards. Beaver Dam has been a very good track for Sweet as of late, so Schuchart and everyone else will have to beat that KKR 49 this weekend. Sweet is the win favorite from the DirtTracker.com analytics prediction formula, and top fives in all of his last 6 starts there, including 3 wins, is the reason why. It's been 15 Outlaw races since we've seen a Brad Sweet win, but things are shaping up nicely for the weekend for him. Beaver Dam is clearly a good track for that group, and Brad has finished second twice with the series in the last 3 races. If you're one of those other top 5 runners, you need to fight for every point this weekend, as wins for the 49 will grow that points lead even further, and you cannot have that with this busy summer in progress. With the All-Stars, Ohio Sprint Speedweek continues through Saturday, and right now Justin Peck is in control of the week-long championship. He's the only driver with multiple wins on the week, and except for an 11th at Fremont last weekend, he hasn't finished worse than 4th so far. He's really been on a tear, and whereas a lot of the other competition for the season-long title has had problems and dropped back, if you talk about guys like Parker Price Miller and Hunter Schoenberg, Peck has been able to keep the pressure on Tyler Courtney this week. Headed to Lima Land tonight, the gap is only 24 points right now between the two. I really hope this keeps up through the summer because I really like the idea of a Peck versus Sunshine title fight. Also, I can't believe we're actually going to go get to see racing at Lima Land tonight. It feels like any race at this track gets rained out, and things are actually looking pretty good for tonight. I have almost 1,150 races in the DirtTracker.com analytics database between all the various series, and not a single one is from Lima. Hopefully we can get number 1 added after tonight. It's been a rough week for both me and the prediction formula choosing winners, but we'll keep plugging along tonight. We're both 0 for right now, but we'll try and turn that around tonight. Sunshine was your winner last night in Waynesfield, and we're going to go, both me and the formula are going to roll with him tonight. Over the last 3+ seasons, nobody has more all-star wins on quarter-mile tracks than Courtney does, and that along with an average finish of 5.25 is good enough for me. The All-Stars close out Speedweek tomorrow night at Portsmouth. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series had their Thursday night show at Cherokee canceled because we had a nasty line of storms roll through yesterday afternoon. And I say we because Cherokee isn't that far from the Charlotte area, which is where I'm located. They're now headed to Smoky Mountain in Tennessee for 2 nights. Brandon Shepard maintains the series points lead over Tim McCready and Tyler Erb. And we're coming out victories for Jonathan Davenport and Devin Moran a few weeks ago at West Virginia Motor Speedway. I have 4 past races at Smoky Mountain in the database between Lucas and the Outlaws, and we've had 4 different winners in those races. Chris Madden, Mike Marlar, and Jimmy Owens have Outlaw victories, and Brandon Overton was the Lucas winner there in 2020. Overton will be in attendance tonight and tomorrow, and he's the pick for the win prediction formula. I'm going to go with Mike Marlar, though. He's had good finishes there with the Outlaws, and he could use a bounce back this season in Lucas competition. He's had a pretty rough go of it so far with just 1 top 10 finish, and this could be a good track for a strong night for him. And through the opening 3 nights of the Summer Nationals, we've had 3 different winners in Ryan Unzicker, Bobby Pierce, and Chris Simpson. Simpson was actually the beneficiary of mechanical trouble last night for Bobby Pierce. Bobby led a lot of that race before pulling off late. On the modified side, it's just been Nick Hoffman. No shock there, I know. He's got both victories so far and the points lead. We talked earlier in the week about who might do this thing all the way through on the late model side, and so far we've had 10 drivers run all 3 nights. They are Unzicker, Jason Fager, Pierce, Dennis Erb Jr., Brian Shirley, Drake Troutman, Peyton Freeman, Logan Martin, Tommy Shepard Jr., and Joe Godsey. You can obviously remove Erb from that situation because he's running for the World of Outlaws Championship, so that's 9 guys. And I think this championship might just become a war of attrition. You could win this thing just because you decided to grind it out. Right now, Unzicker leads Fager by 5 points with Pierce another 16 back. They're headed to Tri-City tonight, Fairbury on Saturday, and Sycamore on Sunday before they get a much-needed off day on Monday. And as we talk about Speed Weeks, USAC's Eastern Storm continues through the weekend with more stops in Pennsylvania, including Williams Grove, Port Royal, and Bloomsburg Fair on Sunday. Brady Bacon and Logan Seavey have wins already this week, with last night's show at Selinsgrove rained out. Sprint cars will also be joined at Port Royal by the Silver Crown teams on Saturday. And that Saturday show would be a really good one to hit up if you're an open wheel fan. You've got USAC Sprint cars, the Silver Crown machines, plus weekly 410 winged action. And that 410 show weekly at Port Royal is really good. That's a nice lineup of cars if you're an open wheel fan. In the season-long championship hunt, Justin Grant and Robert Ballou are tied at the top currently, with Brady Bacon only 11 back in third. CJ Leary and Chase Stockin are the rest of the top 5, while Emerson Axum has tumbled to 6th after a couple of tough nights, including a 22nd place result at Bridgeport. Emerson was actually the points leader not that long ago. The prediction formula likes Robert Ballou tonight, but I'm going to pick Justin Grant. He's usually pretty good on the big tracks, and we haven't seen him win since Florida back in February. Elsewhere this weekend, there's a ton of other racing to check out. The NARC sprint car teams are headed to Skagit next weekend for Dirt Cup, but they do have some racing before that. Tonight's race at Silver Dollar has been canceled because of the forecast and tire shortage. Teams are still scheduled to head to Cottage Grove in Oregon tomorrow night. Dominic Selzy continues to lead the NARC points. As for the ASCS National Tour, they've got weekend stops at Texarkana 67 and Boot Hill on tap. So far this season, we've had 6 different winners in 6 races, and Wayne Johnson is the current points leader over Dylan Westbrook and Blake Hahn. If this series can get its luck turned around with tire shortages and weather, we could be in for an awesome championship battle here. Also, don't sleep on the USMTS Modifieds this weekend. They're at Cedar Lake over the next couple of days for the 23rd Masters. And points leader Dustin Sorensen won the opener last night. Tonight is $5,000 to win, and Saturday is $10,000 to win. Drop me a comment. Let me know where you're headed this weekend, what you'll be watching, and maybe some win picks if you feel like it. There are over 125 shows on the streaming schedule through the weekend. All the services have something. We've got the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars, USAC, All-Stars, Lucas, plus a ton of local and regional racing. If you want to see that schedule, you can head over to dirttracker.com/watch tonight. Full schedule there, what's racing, which tracks, and links to watch everything. That's it for the show today. Enjoy the dirt racing weekend. If you have thoughts about the topics on today's show, please leave them in the comments below or tweet at me. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you on Monday for more Dirt Tracker Daily.